Hey guys, Brian here from New Canoe Marketing. So today we're going to show you how to take an F10 and get it ready for hunting season. So the first thing we're going to do is this shotgun mount here. We're going to end up putting it on the right side, and we're going to want it parallel with the freedom track there. So when you have the blind on, you can reach down and your shotgun's going to be right there. So let's start with that. Okay, so starting with the shotgun mount, as you can see, the shotgun mount was running perpendicular like that. That's not going to work with a blind on it because your blind's going to come over here and you're not going to be able to reach your shotgun very well. So what we're going to be doing is these shotgun mounts can be turned to run parallel that way. So we're going to be taking this one off, running it on that side, turning it parallel, and then remounting this one like this. So here we go. Okay, so now that we have the shotgun mount mounted vertically on the freedom track there, next thing we're going to move on to is this the Fusion 360 seat. So with the Fusion 360 seat, this one is currently in the, so it has the 360 swivel and it's actually raised up. It has the 360 seat height adjustment kit on it. So what we're going to want to do is put this in the lowered position. So when you're putting one of these in the lowered position, you do have to have the height adjustment kit. So you're going to have these blocks here. These are going to be really important for when you flip the seat over. So we're going to get started on it, but something to keep in mind as you do this, if you look under your seat, the 360 plate, we're going to want to keep that attached to the Fusion seat. And then we're going to take the base off, and that's what we're going to be flipping upside down with the height adjustment on top. I'll give you a close look as we tear it apart. Okay, so the first thing we're going to want to do is take off these mighty bolts and remove the whole seat and flip it upside down so we can start working on it. Okay. So as you can see here, we have the Fusion seat. This is the 360 plate here. And then on the side here, these blocks, those are the height adjustment kit installed on there. Then we have our base over here. So we're going to take this apart. The base is going to flip upside down. Then we're going to put the blocks on top, and then the plate and the Fusion seat on top of that. So let's do it. Okay guys, now that we have the base removed from the 360 plate here, what we're going to want to do is set this off to the side here. So the base usually would go this way. We're going to be wanting to mount it in this position here. So it's going to come down on the tracks there. And we're going to have the seat height adjustment kit above that. So it's going to sit like this. And now this is what you're going to mount your 360 plate to. Just like that. And that'll keep you in the lowered position. So let's go ahead and get this assembled. So we're going to be using the same hardware that was on it because we already had it in the raised position. So we're going to have our bolts here with the washers already on them. So this is going to be running from the top of this bottom plate up through. And what I like to do here is start by just attaching this to the base. Okay, so once we have attached to the base, these height adjustment blocks can just slide on. So you can keep them loose, get it attached, slide this in, tighten it down. So, let's get it done. One thing to note here, make sure you have the front of the base towards the front of your seat. So the longer side towards the side you're going to be looking out of on your seat. So we're going to want to put on that locking washer below and then attach this here. Remember, just attach it loose, just a couple turns, get it on there, because we're still going to put that seat adjustment block in there. Okay, so now that we've got it loose, attached, so we have it loose but attached, these blocks are going to slide in, come from this direction, and you want to put them on the outside of each against, so the freedom track is even the same side as your height adjustment. You're going to want to tighten them down. Okay, so now that we have it finished up, this is what it should look like with your base there. Hey guys, now that we have our shotgun mount parallel to our freedom track installed, and we have our seat in the lowered position, ready to go, the next step is going to be to put the F10 duck blind on. So the duck blind is going to be using these front two deck rings that are going to be pre-installed on your F10. We're going to be mounting two more deck rings in the back. Hey guys, so we're going to be putting on the duck blind now. So the main thing that we talked about is putting on these deck rings. So when you're putting on these deck rings, you're going to want to line them up with the scupper holes here. We're going to want to bring it up and have it rest right up against the top here. You don't want it being over the top because that's going to get super annoying. You can spin them around, but they can get caught on things and bump into things. So you kind of want to put it just flush with that. You can see it up on the deck rings in the front. So we're going to mount both of these, and that'll give us anchor points to put the duck blind on. Okay, so now that we have those deck rings installed in the back, so we're going to have the 4 deck rings ready to go. The next step is to lay the duck blind down. So we have our F10 duck blind like this. You're going to see that the bow has a flap for the bow handle. So you can reach down in here, you can grab your bow handle. And as you're coming back, you're going to lay it over your seat. And the zippered end is going to be over here, so you can have your dog back here or your gear or whatever you need to have access to. So the first step is to bring this up around the bow, kind of snug it down a little bit, okay? Just so we can start getting the shape of it together. Okay, so now inside here you'll feel that there's a tension rod. It's going up. That's what's going to give the blind its shape. So you're going to take the clips that are on the inside of that, and you're going to bring them in and clip them to those deck rings. Okay. So in the back here, you're going to have your cinch cord. Okay, make sure everything's kind of the way you want it. We're going to cinch that down on there. Nice and tight. Okay, so next we're going to put the doors on. So when you're putting these doors on, it's important to think about which direction they're going to go. So you want the wider end to the front, so that way when you're in your blind, they fold up like that and can keep you concealed. And when you pop out with your shotgun, it's going to push it down. And when it opens up, you want to make sure that you have the camera running the right direction. So attaching them is pretty simple. It's going to have two buckles here. And then same thing over on this side. You can go ahead and tighten these buckles down as well to pull them up a little tighter. Okay, so from here, we can go in and adjust our shotgun mount, kind of keep it where we want to have it so we can have it run right along that freedom track there. So that seems pretty good. A couple things to note. You have all these attachment places here so you can run all of your grass, match it with your environment, as well as on the back here where we have this transom handle. You can reach through the hole here. You can also put on a trolling motor on in the back here by pushing it down through this gap in the handle. And there you go. This is an F10 taken all the way from standard to hunting, ready to go.